All right, y'all, this is it. You've got it in the bag. You've got the accolades. Success is guaranteed. You venture out and start a business, and they said you were guaranteed to be successful, amazing, on top of the world, and then bust. The bubble goes. What do? Failure is all you see. Every corner, every angle, it is failure. What are you going to do? Are you going to keep on going or are you going to stop? Let's dig in. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Georgiana, and this is the space where we talk about life lessons learned from K-dramas, Nollywood movies, and Black movies. Today we are taking it from a different type of show. It is called The Chef's Table, and it is on Netflix. And today we're focusing on Kwame. I love food, so I do tend to watch food shows that that dig deep into who the chef is. And Kwame's story really stood out to me. And so I wanted to bring it to you because of the life lesson I learned from it. And so Kwame, he grew up in the Bronx and he's Nigerian American. Of course, that's also a great reason. Not biased. I'm not biased or anything. But he grew up in New York. His mom was a caterer and he was getting into trouble. They sent him to Nigeria, but he came back, I think 2 years later. But I don't want to go too much into his background. I want to focus on why I chose it as a life lesson. But essentially, he did go to culinary school, like one of the best institute, and he got to train at a top a 3 Michelin star restaurant. And after graduating, he also got to be a chef on or participate on the Top Chef show on Bravo, and he was placed at the 6th overall position, and he got a lot of fame from that, and people got to know him a whole lot. The interesting part of this is that each restaurant he opened, he got a review that was bad and basically slammed his food. And each time the restaurants ended up closing because reviews really make like all these top Michelin restaurants, right? And they're really important to keep that exclusivity, I guess. And so both those restaurants shut down, right? So how do you go from being this well-known celebrity, your food is great, and you've studied at the top schools, right? Like it's like someone studying, I guess, at Harvard or Yale and or Oxford and all those places. And then you go and you run a restaurant. You've been equipped with all the tools, with all everything that you need, but you come out failing. You come out not achieving success, right? And it's nothing but failure. And so what I learned from it was obviously that Kwame kept going, right? He didn't stop at the face of being knocked down, at the face of each restaurant closing down. Opening a restaurant is not an easy thing. Starting a business, period, is not an easy fit, but a restaurant on its own, it's really, really rigorous and really challenging, right? And so for him to keep going back and each time getting reviewed by this person and not coming up to par, like, because the reviews essentially saying that your food sucks, right? And that's got to be heartbreaking. And so this is for anyone that has felt like their failure, me included, like I felt like I failed. And so I'm not destined to do this. This isn't what I'm called to do, right? And if you've ever felt like that, this is what I got from watching the Chef's Table Kwame's episode, which I believe is the second story in episodes in season 7. So the first one is when you think You think failing is a sign that you're on the wrong path. Know that you are on the right path, right? It is a sign that you are on the right path. You are equipped because you're equipped to do it. It is what you've been destined to do. Everyone says you're really great at it. Do not let the voice of failure tell you that you are not equipped for this, because I have felt this for so long that I'm not equipped for directing or writing or all of that. Like, I'm not equipped for that because I haven't had great achievement in it. But it's a lie. If you have studied, if you have done everything you can to prep yourself, to get yourself ready for it, it's not failure because the doors haven't opened the way it's supposed to open. At church, our pastor brought up Bizet and how he was a classical writer. He died when he was 36 years old. He created the opera Carmen, but everyone knocked Carmen, and he died not later knowing what success Carmen was going to be. He didn't have much success with all the other operas that he had created. When Carmen came out, it wasn't great in their opinion. But now, years down the line, Carmen, how many people have done Carmen? MTV did a movie on the opera Carmen, which Beyonce starred in. There's been so many things done with Carmen, but Bizet will never know it. But the point is that we've got to do what we have been called to do. Your job on this earth is just to do what you have been sent to do. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go as successful the way you thought it would, or reach the length you thought it would reach. Just do it. Just do it. Eventually, you will see the reward. I pray that you will, and that we won't be like Bizet. They didn't get to see it, but I'm sure he can see it from wherever he is right now. Okay, so it's not a way out. It's not a way to say, no, I'm done because I didn't succeed at this. It is just a way forward. Okay, the second one is take a step back and hear what God is saying. Do you need to tweak something? Do you need to do something different? That's what Kwame did. He took a step back after those 2 restaurants shut down. And then he got a call from, I'm not sure, I think it was the New York museum or something, because that's where it's at. I'm so sorry. Please do not quote me. But they called him and said they want him to open a restaurant, it's called the, I'm so sorry, y'all. I can't really remember. I really wanted to remember, but it's like a big art thing in New York, right? And they wanted to put the Lincoln Center, and they wanted to put a restaurant in there, right? And so they asked him to be the chef there. And so he does that. And he did that after he had taken a break, right? Like, he had to reassess what he was doing. He didn't say, no, I'm going to stop this, or I'm not going to do this, right? He reassessed. And then the opportunity came to open a restaurant in Lincoln Center. He did it. And guess what? It is one of the top restaurants in NYC, in New York, right? Like, and it's sought after. People are waiting months to get reservations. What did he do differently? He said he did it. He was working from a place where working with with food that he really enjoys, that he really wants to eat, that's about him. And that's also about New York itself. So he's taken African fusion, Asian fusions, and just made it into what type of food he enjoys. So instead of excluding himself, he included who he was and created the masterpiece that is Tatiana. So when you come to that place, take time out. And I'm also talking to myself when I say this. You take the time out, reassess what you could do differently. When you return to the stage, what are you going to do differently? Because you need to not give up. And then thirdly, go again. He went again. Go again and become the chef of a top restaurant that is sought after in NYC. Go again. Take that exam again to get your doctorate, to get your master's, to get your PhD. Start that business again. Have a different concept. Maybe start at a food truck. Whatever it is, once you hear from God and your mentors, go again. But I am telling you, do not give up. Because just like Bizet, you just might have hit that proper opera that people need. They just don't know. It was way ahead of its time. That's why they didn't know. But now, Carmen is one of the biggest operas ever. And Tatiana is one of the biggest NYC's restaurant. Can you imagine that? So I bring this before you. What could happen to you? What could happen for you if you went again and did not sit in your failure? Let me know. Let me know. I want to know what could be the greatness revealed in your life. So before I leave you, I want to encourage you and I with a scripture, but today it's coming from my daily devotional, and it reads, "You can achieve the victorious life through living in deep dependence on me." People usually associate victory with success, not falling or stumbling, nor not making mistakes, but those who are successful in their own strength tend to go their own way, forgetting about me. It is through problems and failure, weakness and neediness that you learn to rely on me. True dependence is not simply asking me to bless what you have decided to do. It is coming to me with an open mind and heart, inviting me to plant my desires within you. I may infuse within you a dream that seems far beyond your reach. You know that in yourself you cannot achieve such a goal. Thus begins your journey of profound reliance on me. It is a faith walk, taken one step at a time, leaning on me as much as you need. This is not a path of continual success, but of multiple failures. However, each failure is followed by a growth spurt, nourished by increased resilience on me. Enjoy the blessedness of a victorious life through deepening your dependence on me. My prayer is that we will learn to depend on God, because there is multiple failures. But God's got us. God's got you. So hold on. Lean on Him. Hear what He is saying. Hear what He says through your mentors. Just listen. And then go again. Go again. Multiple failures. Go again. You got this. All right, that is it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed this and it was encouraging to you, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it with anybody you think it might bless. And also, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It's totally free. And I would love it if you would put comments below. If there's anything you did last year, but you felt like you failed and you are afraid of going at it again this year, put it in the comments below. Let me know. Share with me. I shared with you. Go ahead. Until next time, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Please take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Bye.